Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and over the past week there's been some interesting news about iPhone 12, iOS 14, Apple TV more recently, and a few other things as well. And so the first thing is iPhone 12, and the 2020 iPhones are supposedly going to have a new sensor, which is a little bit larger megapixels. We sort of expected this. I've talked about this a little bit before. And with that new sensor, apparently there will be a new sensor shift stabilization. And so basically what this does is similar to the GH5 that I'm recording with right now. It could use the sensor along with lens information to make the whole image more stable as you're recording video and taking a photo. So it would be able to move the sensor around based off information it has from, say, the gyro inside the phone moving around, and stabilize the footage even better than it can now. So that seems like a likely little bit of information. So I would expect something along those lines. And the camera's already pretty good, but with competition from people like Samsung and other manufacturers with larger sensors, a larger sensor in the next iPhone makes sense. Now, whether or not it will be better or not is hard to say, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, with all of the things going on, people have been concerned that maybe you won't be able to get the next iPhone, maybe they'll delay it or things like that. But according to the manufacturer Foxconn, it says they've hired enough workers to handle the normal demand that you would expect with an iPhone launch. So assuming everything is back to normal by that time, whether or not it will be, it's hard to say, and people still want the next iPhone, there should be more than enough to go around if this information's accurate. Now, along with this information, it looks like Apple may still be working on their own wireless charger or AirPower. And so Apple canceled it last year and just said they weren't going to make it, but I use wireless charging all the time, and with wireless charging devices such as the iPhone, along with the Apple Watch, and even maybe the new AirTags, it looks like they really do need their own wireless charger. So if they are going to make one, it makes a lot of sense to have their own version. Now, whether or not you'll be able to place your phone anywhere on that wireless charging mat and have it work like AirPower is hard to say, but hopefully Apple figures this out and does release something that works extremely well. Now, there's some information that I think would be really useful in iOS 14, and that's some updates to the Find My app. So Find My is something that I actually use quite a bit on my iPhone to help locate family members and sort of figure out where people are, and my entire family shares their information. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Now, I'm in the Find My app and zoomed out on my iPad Pro 12.9, and you can see the location of, or a general location of people in the Carolinas and in New York. And so what I normally do is have family members, if I need to figure out where they're at, locate one, you can get directions to them and things like that. But in iOS 14, it looks like they're going to add additional options for alerts. So for example, you can actually alert yourself to someone if they leave a location. And I use this at times to figure out when people have arrived at my location as well. Well, there should be a new option. So let me show you what I mean. Now, here's a family member of mine, and you have the option to contact them, get directions to them, or notify yourself of when they arrive or leave a specific location. So if I add a notification, I can say notify me, and then it will notify me of when they arrive, leave, and then you can pick a location or use your current location or their location. But there's going to apparently be a new notification that allows you to know when they don't arrive at a specific location at a scheduled time of day. So for example, if you have a child going to school and they don't arrive at school by, say, 8 a.m., you could be alerted that there could be an issue, or maybe someone's trying to skip school. So you can have that option apparently in iOS 14. Also, you can have it notify you if they've left a specific location before a set time. So again, I think this applies more to school. So maybe you had someone that left school at 12 p.m. and they shouldn't until 2. It would notify you that they've left. Now, of course, you would have to turn this on, have their permission, or have it be a child. So it's an interesting way to do that, and I think that would be a nice addition if you have children or someone that you care about that should be in a specific place most of the time. Now, there's other information that's come out that says maybe you'll have AR or augmented reality that you can use within the Find My app. So if you do have a device that's in Find My, like I do there, you can locate it using augmented reality, or even augmented reality within, say, a headset. So we haven't seen any Apple headsets yet, but it's possible that they could do that. Or you could use your phone to go into augmented reality, use your camera, point at a building, and figure out where your device is, or maybe where your AirTag is if you have that. So that would be really helpful to be able to use your device to pinpoint within a building where specifically or where precisely that device is. So you can use the U1 chip along with some other things. That would be really interesting to see. Now there's some additional information by iUpdate and the Verifier that came out today about Apple TV. And the next generation Apple TV apparently is going to have a faster processor, which makes a lot of sense. It's quite a ways behind now, so maybe an A12 or an A12Z like we see in the new iPads Pro, and then 64 and 128 gigabyte storage options. And that makes a lot of sense when it comes to downloading a lot of games, making a big push with Apple Arcade and things like that. Now, along with tvOS 14, we would expect a new kids mode. Now, some of this information came out about a kids mode similar to Screen Time, but a kids mode for your phone, but we'll also seemingly be getting kids mode for Apple TV, which makes a lot of sense. You have accounts in Apple TV now that you can switch between. And if you sign in with a kid account, you can have a kids view with specific content for children based off age and things like that. So that makes a lot of sense. I would definitely expect that probably with iOS 14. And then finally with Apple TV, a new remote. Now I've said I'm one of the few people that actually likes the current remote, but a lot of people don't. And I would think that Apple has heard that, and it seems like they have, because there should be a new Apple TV remote. Now this was also information that had already been leaked out, and it seems like it's definitely coming for sure with the next Apple TV. I wouldn't expect any hardware differences with Apple TV though. And that's really it for this information. Not a ton to go around this time, but I'm looking forward to iOS 13.4 tomorrow, along with watchOS 6.2, maybe macOS and other things as well. I'm really looking forward to iOS 14, and however WWDC goes or whatever happens with that, that should be interesting as well. And be sure to check back for other new hardware and things as far as videos go later in the day or later this week. If you'd like to get your hands on this wallpaper though, of course I'll link it in the description as I always do. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.